What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. We are continuing to use Jacob Lintner's team that he used during the Secaucus Regional, featuring Palkia and Zacian. If you haven't checked out his channel, definitely make sure to check it out and subscribe. He is recent and growing, and I do want to help him get as many subscribers as possible. Also, make sure to subscribe to me. We are working our way towards 1 billion subscribers, and we really can't get there without you. So looking at my opponent's first team, it is going to be Kyurem Zacian. It is Regieleki, Ditto? Yes, that's Ditto. Regieleki, Ditto, Sableye, Kyurem, Zacian, and Duraludon. So a lot of really interesting things here. I do really like Amoonguss with, actually, what I can do is I can do Grimmsnarl with Zacian. I think Amoonguss is a solid option for redirection, and then Palkia as a main max option. I think this is our best bet. I do want to try and set up screens and try and just stall away at Kyurem's max, right? Like, if we can deal with that, we're in a much better position, right? Yeah, light screen is huge. Going for things like Thunder Wave is great, and really sort of going for a waste. Because once Kyurem is out of max, we're in just a phenomenally strong position. We do have to worry about things like Freeze Dry, but we'll sort of get there when we get there. So we are going to see the pretty standard lead of Kyurem next to Sableye. Not really much to say here. I do want to immediately go for a light screen as well as a protect, and then we do have the ability to start going for spirit breaks and really sort of put on pressure. So yep, light screen here, going for the immediate protect, just because of the fact that we want to basically bait the Kyurem into going for a max quake into the Zacian, and then from there we do have the ability to switch out into the Amoonguss, which can take the subsequent max quake, go for a protect there as we spirit break, and really just make this Kyurem as useless as possible, which should really put us in a strong position. You obviously do have the ability to target down into the Grimmsnarl turn 1, but it is what it is. We are going to see the Zacian protect. We could see, I expect to see a quash here, going for the fake out. So a really bold choice, actually, especially not going for the fake out into the Grimmsnarl, which is, I think, a pretty costly choice, as we're going to see the Hailstorm come out. So that explains why, right? Grimmsnarl just going to take this not as well as I would have liked, right? Like, that is a lot of damage. We are seeing the Life Orb confirmed. So what? You're probably going to try to KO my Grimmsnarl. I do want to go for a Thunder Wave, just because of the fact that, paralysis is nice. Get the Thunder Wave here, and then swap into the Amoonguss, right? You could go for the Will-O-Wisp, and then, right, you could go for Will-O-Wisp, and then go for the KO onto the Grimmsnarl, which is perfect, because that means I have access to redirection, as you are going to go for the Quash, right? Perfect. We are going to get a big paralysis off onto this Kyurem, as it is going to go for, as we expected, the Max Quake onto the, into the Grimmsnarl. So, really interesting choice here, right? Saying, I'm going to put on damage this way, and now what we can do, actually, is go for, I want to go for redirection with Amoonguss, and then set up a sub with Zacian. Just because of the fact that, like, I know my opponent has their own Zacian in the back, and so having a sub up, I think, against them would be huge. And if it means that we're down 2-4, I don't think it's a bad situation, especially if I have Zacian behind a sub and my opponent no longer has a max, right? Like, we should be able to shred with Zacian. So I'm going to set up a substitute here and then go for a Rage Powder, saying, hey, you have to sort of you have to quake into Zacian. You can't really afford to go for a target into the Amoonguss. So redirecting should give us a free sub, which would be really, really nice, as we are going to see, hopefully, no goggles on the Sableye. I know that that's a thing. We are going to see the Quash perfect, and that's going to give me a free substitute with my Zacian, as we should see another Quake come out onto... Okay, so we're going to see the Hailstorm. So coming out onto Tiny Mushroom here, which is totally fine with me. At this point, like I said, we do have the ability to bring out Palkia, and you cannot quash through a substitute, which is great. So there's no burn on my Zacian, and that really means that we have a ton of pressure, despite the fact that we are down 2-4, right? Like we can immediately go for a blade onto the Kyurem, and then go for something else onto this Sableye. We can go for a Geyser, we can go for a Dragon. We're in a good spot. So, right, we have a very easy blade here, as well as Wormwind is 130, Geyser is 140. I'm going to go for the Geyser on a Sableye. This guarantees that if you have Zacian in the back, we can KO it the subsequent turn. We do have to be a little bit weary of Dittos, but Ditto, I think, is going to be fine here, as now we can really start playing the offensive game here. So that should be good. I don't see you being able to get a burn onto my Zacian, so that's even better. The tricky thing, though, is... Actually, no, because we're faster. So I don't think you can copy through a substitute, which is, you know, really nice for all intents and purposes. And so, yeah, we're just going to be able to straight blade. There probably is a knockoff coming from this Sableye, which is why it didn't go for a priority attack. We are just, going to easily get rid of Kyurem. One of the risks, obviously, of using it is that things like this can happen. But let's see here. We're going to see the Geyser come out onto the Sableye, which should do quite a bit of damage, right? Perfect. It is going to get the knockout. We do have the light screen, so still a little bit weary of the Pokemon my opponent has in the back, right? It's most likely going to be Zacian and Ditto, but we know that Zacian does have to, or Ditto does have to copy my Palkia. Otherwise, you're going to stay as a little Ditto, which I would be okay with, as we are going to see, Zacian come out, and then we should see a Ditto. We are going to see the Ditto. The Ditto is going to become Palkia. And so what we can do here, so the Ditto is most likely Scarfed. And so what I want to actually do is go for a Play Rough here, and then go for a Geyser. Yeah, we're at full health, so we should be able to tank some hits. Yeah, I think that this is fine. We probably have to take a double up from Zacian and Ditto, but if we can get the knockout onto their Palkia and have my Zacian behind a sub, right, we are going to be in really good shape overall, and we'll kind of see. And then it comes down to speed. We're not the I mean, I normally like Jolly Zacian, but I think it's fine, as you are just Play Rough. So this is a Quick Claw Zacian, or a Quick Claw Ditto, as Earth Power going to come out. Not going to be enough. Nice. We just need the Play Rough to connect. It does, so we're going to definitely be able to pick up that knockout. And then at this point, crit, not necessary. I would just like to have it hit, but you know, always nice to have a crit. And then this Geyser definitely is going to be enough to knock out the Zacian. So Quick Claw Ditto, pretty cool to see. But yeah, so even though we started down 2-4, right, like we were really able to pick it back up. And I think it's just knowing how to play against this team. I know that this archetype of like Kyurem Sableye has started picking up recently. But Grimmsnarl is just such a huge answer into that team, being able to set up screens and really limit what Kyurem can do. And once it's out of max, like, it's not doing much, especially if you can get Zacian behind a sub. So overall, really solid first battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is going to be Kyogre Lunala. Kyogre Lunala, Incin, Porygon 2, Regieleki, and Amoonguss. So what? Amoonguss is very scary on their team. Obviously, having our own Amoonguss is going to sort of help with that. I do like Amoonguss with Thundurus. I think that that's sort of going to be our best bet. I think Palkia and then Zacian. I'm just wondering... I mean, Grimmsnarl is really tempting. Over... What is Zacian? I mean, Zacian just is kind of Zacian. I'm going to bring Grimmsnarl instead. I think having access to Spirit Break and Light Screen is going to be really huge. Having access to T-Wave also going to be sort of another big factor in all of this. So I think definitely a weird 4 to bring to this type of a matchup, but also a little bit of an unconventional team from my opponent. So I think the big thing here is going to be, what's it called? setting up with my Amoonguss. So yeah, if we can start putting things to sleep, we're in great shape, right? Like you kind of are forced to play a little bit different because of the fact that I do have access to, what's it called? Have access to a slower mode with the Mushroom. I also have the, what's it called? The Grimmsnarl in the back, which you don't know about. Palkia is an interesting option. It can reverse Trick Room, which I think is going to be huge. We are going to see Porygon 2 with Lunala. So my opponent playing a sort of double Trick Room game of what do you want to fire off the Trick Room with. I would like to Spore into your Porygon 2 and then go for I could just foul play the Lunala. There's not really a let's just go for the foul play. I do want to preserve okay, so we are going to see the Lunala Max, which is great because it means that Porygon 2 should be going to sleep. we could see right, if you go for a Phantasm into my Amoonguss, that's really great because that means we preserve our hit as, yep, foul play. Going to break the Shadow Shield on the Lunala. We are going to see the Mind Storm come out onto Thundurus. So that's a big deal, right? Thundurus is going to live. Psychic means that we should be able to put this Porygon 2 to sleep, right? Big Spore going to come out here, so that's huge. We are playing just a little bit of a very scary game in the fact that this Porygon 2 can actually wake up at any point and set up the Trick Room. So that's definitely something to consider. I would like to fire a Spore onto the Lunala slot just in case, and go for a Max Darkness. I don't think that it's going to matter, right? Because we are faster. We have broken the Shadow Shield. This is going to be ×4 super effective. So just having the option, it will be, like I said, a little bit scary when this Porygon 2 wakes up because we don't actually know when that's going to happen. But we do have access to the ability to put things to sleep with Amoonguss, so that's always really nice. The scary thing, though, is if they wake up and have an Amoonguss of their own in the back. Yeah, definitely something to worry about here, as this Darkness easily going to KO this Lunala now that we are not only maxed, but we are also, we're maxed and the Shadow Shield is broken. We're going to get the Special Defense drop 2 onto the Porygon 2, which could be relevant because Porygon 2 does like to sit there, and just having the ability to sort of do damage is going to be really great, especially because we don't have we don't have Zacian, right? Like, normally people think of Zacian as the main answer to Porygon 2, so we just need to really sort of break its special defense. As we are going to see Kyogre come out here, I have a very, very easy Max Lightning into it as well as a Spore. So yeah, we can just go for the Spore here as well as another Max Lightning. We do have another turn of Max, so that really can sort of help us. We're going to see the Kyogre withdraw. This should be a... Oh, did I just go for a Max Lightning and a Spore? I totally did. We're going to ignore that. So this is actually a really crucial turn because if the Porygon 2 wakes up... Actually, if the Porygon 2 wakes up, it's fine. Because of the fact that, like, we have the Lightning up. No one saw this Spore. Okay, so the Trick Room is going to go up here. That's fine, right? You're going to try and put my Thundurus to sleep. So I'm going to go for a Seed Bomb. No, going for damage on the Porygon 2 doesn't actually matter. I'm going to Seed Bomb here and then swap into Palkia. Right, Palkia is going to have to be my main method for dealing with this Porygon 2. Kyogre going to come out here. That's fine, right? We do have the ability just to really put on as much pressure as we can with what's it called? With Palkia as well as the Mushroom, right? We do have access to Seed Bomb, and normally when you see a Trick Room Kyogre, it is going to be things like Assault Vest. So, gonna do a decent chip into this. I think it lost 1 HP. So now we do have the ability to Seed Bomb into this Kyogre and go for a Spatial Rend onto the Mushroom, right? Like, we can sort of pin this slot and then force a weird endgame as the Seed Bomb going to come out into Kyogre. It's a solid 3-hit KO. Oh, you're just going to keep Pollen Puffing. Right. Thunder going to come out onto my Palkia. Going to do more than I would have liked. Like, please do less damage. We can fire off the Spatial Rend here into the Mushroom. Not going to get a knockout, but okay, so what I'm thinking here is you're going to go for another Pollen Puff. So I'm going to Rage Powder and then click Spatial Rend here, right? Trying to get rid of the Amoonguss, because I think once we get rid of the Amoonguss, right, we're in really solid shape. We do have the ability to go for crits with the Spatial Rend, which can play a big role, and what's it called? We have Brick Break on Thundurus, so we're in a position where we can put on a lot of pressure onto this Porygon. So it really just comes down to getting rid of this Amoonguss. That is sort of the main pain point. I think that the redirection is nice. We should be able to take an Ice Beam if like it comes down to it. We do have Grimmsnarl, which can fire off a T-Wave onto the Porygon 2 as well, just trying to limit how often it can go for a recovery. So we are going to see the Rage Powder here. I do expect to see another Pollen Puff. Yeah, we're going to see the Pollen Puff onto the Palkia this time. So a little scary. Water Spout going to come out. I don't know if this is a knockout. Okay, Palkia living is an absolute huge deal. We are going to see the critical hit onto the Amoonguss, which is fine. That means that we can, what's it called? We can bring out our, Grimmsnarl, right? We can bring out Grimmsnarl. We can go for constant damage now onto this Palkia. I think, let's think about this. What do I want to do? Do I want to I'm going to Light Screen and switch into my one turn of Trick Room, one turn of Electric Terrain. I want to go for a Protect here as well as a Light Screen. Then we can start doing things like going for like T-Waves onto the Pokemon. We're going to see the Kyogre go for a Protect. I think that's fine, right? You're just trying to get sort of some damage off onto my Pokemon. And at this point, right, we can fire off T-Waves. We're going to see the Foul Play coming out onto the Amoonguss, I guess calling a switch, which is fine with me. I do want to start T-Waving and damaging this Kyogre. Or we can go for a Spore onto Porygon 2 and then go for a Thunder Wave onto this Kyogre. Right? We do connect the Thunder Wave, which is a big deal. We should be able to survive a Water Spout very comfortably, especially because there's no rain. We are going to see the Foul Play, so this is probably a double up into the Amoonguss, which is fine with me, as Water Spout going to come out, so this probably is going to pick up a knockout. Unfortunately, we are going to lose our little mushroom friend here. So no Protect there, but we can bring out our Thundurus, which is actually low. Oh god, I thought Thundurus had way more health. I would like to, I feel like the Kyogre is going to go for a Protect. I'm going to go for a Thunder Wave onto this Porygon 2, just trying to get it. I'm really, at this point, hoping for a Paralysis. That's a big deal. We do miss the T-Wave onto their Porygon 2. That's a huge live. That's actually a really huge live. Because now you can just, yeah, I don't think we can win at this point. I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for the Spirit Break onto this Kyogre. We do have the ability to set up a Reflect, right? We should see, though, the Foul Play come out into my Thundurus. Yeah, so Thundurus, unfortunately, going to go down, a result of not having Protect in this situation. Spirit Break, not going to do anything. And then, yeah, at this point, you should just be able to clean up from here. I don't see Grimmsnarl winning this 1v1, barring, like, 6 Paras in a row. It's not impossible. Or you're just going to hit your Origin Pulse and, like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that was a crit. Was that? That wasn't even a crit. Wow. So I think that there were definitely things I could have done to play a little bit better. I think I should have been a little bit more aggressive on the lead. Right, like if I had picked up the KO earlier, I think that there's more I could have done. But I mean, you can't win them all, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is Yveltal. It is Incineroar, Rillaboom, Grimmsnarl with Yveltal, Groudon, and Regieleki. I really like Grimmsnarl Thundurus. I think it's just a really solid lead. There's not much that my opponent can do. We do potentially... Actually, I'm going to do Instant Thundurus. Just in the event that it's Burning Jealousy on the Instant, I think that having an option for that is important. Let's bring Zacian and then probably Palkia. Grimmsnarl, as much as I would like screens, I think the fear of Burning Jealousy, which I know is starting to become a thing again, is just a little too much. So yeah, having sort of a good answer to it, I think is going to be really important in this situation. So yeah, we're gonna go with Instant to say, hey, if you want to go for a Burning Jealousy, you're not going to get that off because I can just go for a Fake Out, and there's really not much you can do to stop it. So we'll be able to use this to our advantage and kind of put on some immediate pressure from there and see like kind of how that works out. Sorry, I have been talking a lot recently, and that's why my voice is like this. Also, like, we can put on pressure onto a Regieleki, which is a thing. So let's see what my opponent's going to lead here. We are going to see Grimmsnarl Groudon. So Grimmsnarl Groudon is totally fine with me, right? Like, we can go for a Fake Out onto your Instant, or your Grimm to stop a screen. Go for an Airstream just to get on some immediate pressure. We could also even... We could go for a Parting Shot and an Airstream onto Groudon, which we should be able to hit. So I'm actually pretty fine with that, to go for an Airstream here as well as a Parting Shot, right? Like, just trying to get you to -2 off the bat, make it so there's not really much you can do. Right? Like, what? You go for a Screen, and that's... yeah, you can go for a Reflect, and then, what, a Precipice Blades versus a Thundurus? We could see a max into a Rockfall, but even then, getting you to -2 before your first attack like puts us in a really solid position, especially because we can do something like bring out Instant again, as we are going to see, yep, the Reflect come out. Just going to be able to fire off an Airstream, going to get some really good damage, hopefully, onto this Groudon, hopefully. Okay, we did like 4 damage. Okay, we bring out Palkia because we have no other choice. Yikes. Swords Dance. Jesus Christ. You're back to neutral. Airstream here and go for a Spatial Rend. I think that's our best bet. We do have Zacian if need be. This is really scary. Yeah, I don't know how to beat. We should have gone for the Fake Out. We're going to see the Protect. That's fine. We should see a Light Screen come out from Grimmsnarl. Okay, we're going to see actually just a straight Spirit Break onto the Palkia. I think that actually makes a lot more sense, right? You're, what's it called? You're getting the -1, and then you're setting up the Light Screen. So, huge there. As at this point, right, like, what has my max really done? I've gotten some chip onto Groudon. I'm going to have to eat a Spirit Break, which is going to do a ton of damage onto Palkia. Not terrible. I'm going to go for a Lightning here and switch out into Zacian. That way we can switch out Thundurus into Instant, try to reduce as much damage as possible. I'm hoping, I mean, I don't see you going for a Precipice Blades. We're going to see the Groudon max. So this is a very tricky spot. Yeah, that is a super bulky Groudon. Jeez. All right, Groudon. Grimmsnarl gonna go for a scare. Oh god. Oh, you definitely targeted down that slot. Okay. Okay. Well. Okay, let's think about this. We have Brick Break, so we can get rid of the Reflect. We're gonna see, yep, the Quake come out onto the Zacian. We love that. We really, really love that. You're at +1. How do we play it? Can we even win at this point? I don't think so. Are we going to try? Yes, because we're Goggles Instant. We're gonna get you down to -1. Palkia needs to do a lot of work for her. It needs to do a lot right now. I don't think I can win at this point. I'm gonna be honest. I should have just started going for Knuckles. I would like to Parting Shot anyway. I'm not going to get it. But if we can at least get rid... Yeah, I should have... When I saw the Reflect, I should have gone for 2 Knuckles. With the idea that when I Brick Break after, I'll be fine. Light Screen, I think that's fine. We are going to just be able to get rid of your screens. Do 4 damage. I don't know what you're feeding this Groudon, but it is working. Thundurus going to survive. That's nice. That lets me bring out Palkia and get another Intimidate onto your Groudon as you continue just to destroy my whole team. Yeah, I was really hoping for a Rock Fall onto the Thundurus, but it's fine. We can bring out Palkia here. I think we swap Thundurus into Incin and go for a Spatial Rend onto this Groudon. I think crits are really the only way at this point that I'm going to be able to win. We have no resources left to deal with the rest of my opponent's team. So what? I think Instant Thundurus was the right lead. I think I screwed up by going for a Parting Shot when I should have gone for the Fake Out. I think I should have Airstreamed. I should have gone for Knuckle twice, and then Brick Break would have put me in a good position. This looks like it's just like a max defense Groudon. In all honesty, you're probably also just going to Spirit Break into my Palkia again. Spatial Rend, please crit. Please tell me that wasn't a crit. All right, we're gonna see. Okay, Citrus. Yeah, at this point there's actually nothing I can do. We're gonna see the Rock Fall probably onto the Incin. Yep, onto Incin. It's gonna do not that much as a result of all the draining, but yeah, you're gonna be able to fire off a Spirit Break onto Palkia. You have taken a couple Intimidates, so yeah, we are gonna at least be able to take that kind of well. You're no longer maxed, which is nice, but at this point, like, what am I really doing? Like, sure, I KO Groudon, but you still have your other restricted in the back. We can, like, pretend that we're gonna get some knockouts. We can go for a Fake Out here, and then what is the other one? Is it Zacian? Oh, it's Yveltal. Go for a Spatial Rend on a Groudon. It's, like, not technically impossible, depending on what you bring out here. We are going to see just an Incineroar come out, so that should... Okay, if we crit... Let's think about this. We crit the Incineroar with Spatial Rend. KO it there. Fake Out going to come out onto Grim. Yeah, we need to KO this Incineroar with the Spatial Rend, which we're not going to. Yep, so that's fine. Yeah, definitely. I think at this point there's actually nothing I can do. Definitely a very frustrating way to end a video, right? Like, no one likes going or losing 0-4, but I can't stop what's happening here. I could, yeah, there's nothing I can do, especially with the Sandstorm up. I think my opponent just found a lead that I really couldn't play around. I think that there were definitely better options in terms of the 4 of what to bring. So wasn't really helping my case there. We're going to see the Reflect come up. So we can get a parting shot off. We can at least like, yeah, there's really nothing I can do at this point. I think Amoonguss would have been a really good option, in all honesty. Being able to have Redirection, being able to have Spore would have been a really big deal. But yeah, Thundurus is so low at this point that it doesn't really matter. We can, okay, let's think about this. Can we do anything? Probably not. We do take Sandstorm Chip. Grim is low. We can fake out the Ensign, or fake out the Grim. Fake out the Grim, Brick Break the Ensign. Yeah, I mean, we can try and at least make it so it's not a 4-0. I think that there are definitely a lot of things that could have been done better in terms of the lead. I think that my opponent like saw what they needed to do, and they really took advantage of that. But also, like, if you switch out Ensign, like, you just win that way because you have Fake Out. So I can't stop a Fake Out. Also, if you have Yveltal, if I go for a Wild Charge, I just lose my Thundurus. So I need you to like leave Ensign in, then bring out Groudon. Fake Out. Okay, so we need to KO with this Brick Break through the Reflect, which we don't anyway. So you're just going to be able to Flare Blitz into my Thundurus, get the knockout there, and then at this point, right, like what am I doing? You also will survive as a result of me only having HP. Yeah, and there's no more Sandstorm. So yeah, my opponent I think just played very well. They knew the matchup. We can at least like try and pick up a knockout to make myself feel a little bit better. Yeah, I think the right play would have been to Airstream and then fire off Knuckles to overwrite the boost and like keep cycling with Ensign, and then yeah, once Ensign, use Ensign to cycle through, get the Knuckle boost, and then be able to Brick Break through the Reflect, and then just put on pressure that way. I could have also led Palkia. I think that would have been just a stronger option too. So I think that there were definitely better things that I could have done here. You're just gonna bring out Groudon. You're just gonna bring out Ensign here. You're able to fake out me, and I can't do anything. But overall, like, this team is really cool. Definitely make sure to check out Jacob's channel. I think he makes some incredible content. He's just a really great person overall. I'm gonna go for an attack onto this Incineroar just because if I can KO it, I'll feel slightly better about myself. So if you want to miss the Precipice Blades twice, you know, that would be really great. They're probably not going to, just given all things considered. Yeah, there's the animation, there's the game. Yeah, so unfortunate ending, but it is what it is. It just is how the game works sometimes. That's why best of threes are really nice, because you do have the ability to make adjustments, and I think like Amoonguss Palkia would have definitely been a very good sort of adjustment there. So it is what it is. We'll play some other teams next time, so look forward to that. And yeah, with that, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.